As President Jacob Zuma's opening remarks and the assessment report of the party's Secretary General Gwede Mantashe yesterday, our reporter Aldrin Sampear is at Nasrec and joins us now live. Good evening, Aldrin. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, renewal and unity have so far dominated the policy conference, but what else can we take out of today's presentations and the discussions that you saw?
Well, certainly the unity of the ANC quite paramount to these discussions that are taking place here at Nasrec, quite important. And early on I was speaking to Colin Miner, the ANC Youth League president, and he was saying that they are quite confident that when the ANC leaves this conference that they will leave united. I was speaking to Mlibo Kobochan as well from the Eastern Cape, and he was saying that the ANC, this moment, this conference is a time for the ANC to reflect. Colin Miner also saying that there are some expectations that after this conference the ANC would be leaving and there will be coffins waiting outside and the ANC will be buried, and they are quite confident, but the party will emerge from this conference quite united, which is of course quite important. However, though, there are divisive issues that are currently taking place within the ANC, and some issues that the party don't agree with right across. For instance, the issue around the leadership debate, which is not part of the ANC's policy conference. However, though, there's no doubt that that issue will be raised by some delegates in discussing what type of leaders they want the party to have in terms of taking the party forward into the next phase. 2019 being upon us. Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa saying previously that the 2019 elections is very, very important, and and the campaign for the 2019 elections starts right now. And earlier on in that insert that you played earlier on, when I spoke to Sihle Zigalala, he spoke about the ANC MPs who will be part of the motion of no confidence debate in President Jacob Zuma when it is finally being heard in Parliament next month, and saying that action must be taken against those MPs who vote against President Jacob Zuma in Parliament, because the ANC has a principle that you do not do that. However, though, he's emphasizing that the action must be taken against those MPs, and it would be really interesting to see how ANC MPs like the likes of Koza interpret what the Constitutional Court has said in terms of listening to one's conscience, and what the party is saying, the party that sent her to Parliament is saying with regards to towing the party line and not voting with the opposition. What exactly and how will those type of MPs interpret these two stances, a principle from the ANC as well as on the other side the Constitutional Court judgment that say that listen to your conscience. Quite interesting though as well, earlier on as I was speaking to Sihle Zigalala, we were speaking about the ANC's elective conference coming out, and he was saying that that one thing that's important is that when you go into this elective conference, to avoid any divisions within the party and harness unity in the party, is that when the party goes there must only be one presidential nominee. However, though, and this is quite interesting, it's the first time that he's mentioning this, he's saying, however, though, if there are two presidential nominees, and there are two that one can think of that who are currently front runners, in that case, one of those two must become the deputy president. That then brings an interesting debate again. A big debate will be who would be willing to sit down and become the deputy president of the party, and who would be willing to become the president of the party, and how do you find a balance with regards to that, and the debate around who should be leading the ANC and probably lead government as well.
Aldrin, so many discussion points. We'll definitely catch up with you a little later in the bulletin for more. That was our reporter Aldrin Sampear joining us from the ANC National Policy Conference at Nasrec in Johannesburg.